Everyone, and welcome to the first finals match of Guilty Gear Strive Kickstart League. Going to be starting out with PoTeamKin versus Team 10. This is Jaxus and DJ KK here on the mic. I'm sure that there will be absolutely no bias from this member of PoTeamKin.
Of course not. I think Potemkin wins this matchup, probably.
Really? I could definitely see that before patch, just because of the difference in reward. Have you fought against Ino now that she has way better mobility, though?
No.
Okay.
I haven't played much of the new patch, actually.
Okay. Have you seen the differences to Ino's dash movement?
No. What happened?
It's drastic. Her air dashes go like double the distance both ways.
Oh.
So. Yeah,
okay, maybe it might have changed a little bit then.
Yeah, just like pay attention to the dashes. Anyways, so this matchup, obviously, we've got Potemkin, who, if he hits you, you explode. Up against Ino, who has to loop set play on you a ton, but that set play can be very strong for sure. One of the other buffs she did get this patch was her 2K has less knockback, so like you can see right there, it actually combos into sweep correctly. There were a lot of ranges where it just wasn't before.
Yeah.
And then I think 2D actually knocks back less far too, so 2D note is just super real. And wow, whiffed grab, but not quite killed for it.
Yeah. I love that. I love that little hammerfall break right outside the grab range.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, okay, so GT there respected the overhead so much that she let the whole overhead, or like the second one, go off. And this is really scary for Potemkin because armor is the name of the game for him getting in. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna say that was a bad burst because Potemkin doesn't. I wouldn't say Potemkin has a lot of bad bursts, but that was a.
Yeah, you're always one interaction away from winning, but
yeah.
I am curious if GT did the same thing I did, which was glance at the round counter and think that she was on final round. Big counter hit. What's the combo here? Yeah, goes for a RC, just to make sure. Little NA reset in the middle, but hey, got the wall break.
Hey, listen. So it may be an NA reset, but GT's that like nothing left, so it worked out.
Yeah, super low. Okay, one interaction here, one hit either way will do it. And the grab, just absolutely zero chance of burst coming into effect. Also, just as a reminder, these are, for the finals, all of these sets are best of 5.
Okay, so yeah, game 1.
Yep.
And then, so wait, because they're best of 5, that means that there's a potential to get 3 points instead of 2 points?
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
Man, I'm watching this match, and it really seems like Ino can do this bizarro world version of zoning against Potemkin. Oh my.
Yeah. Nice.
Unfortunately, yeah, if it ever goes wrong, this happens.
Oh,
drop the combo, yep. Shion gets one extra chance at life here, but
I don't know if GT would have had the awareness, but I'm pretty sure you could have Heavenlied after that, and that definitely would have gotten there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's also super scary, as I know. I don't know how the interaction goes in this game, but I could definitely see just her forward dash being heavenlyable.
Oh.
GT
yeah,
is throwing out a ton of these hammer falls, but they're like all hitting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too knowledgeable about the buffs. I've been pretty busy, so I haven't been able to look at them. But I heard that like they made Hammerfall safer.
I don't think so. No, they made Heat Knuckle do like a lot more risk, and I think it's more plus as well. I don't think Hammerfall got changed. Oh my gosh, not quite a kill, but this is a pixel each.
Yeah. Oh, love this. I love the wall.
Oh my gosh, what a great escape. But yeah, GT, just too ready for it.
That was a beautiful interaction.
Yeah, for sure, because you know that they're looking to jump over it, or they're looking for you to jump over it, so...
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, Shion's got to be real careful there. GT clearly showing that she knows the post-dive interaction. The dive itself is minus, and you can make it less minus with the little hop, but it's still minus.
Mm. Oh.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think a little bit early there from GT, considering we saw the whiff animation.
Yeah. But that would have been brutal if she was just slightly later.
I feel like I've seen Hammerfall go through multi-hit Note like 3 times now, and I have no idea what's happening.
Is Note? I was about to say, is Note? I thought Note was a multi-hit, but
it gains more hits as it goes further. But like, I swear I saw 2 hit ticks on that, so I really don't know what happened there. Maybe it like didn't have the second tick, and it was just a visual thing. But
nice. Secret Hammerfall buff, I guess.
You know. Oh wow, that right. In this game, it's the whole of Potemkin that can reflect projectiles, not just the finger.
Oh yeah, it's a very nice quality of life thing. Oh wow, yeah.
Just like 3 stray interactions there in a row that went in GT's favor.
Was that? I thought that's.
Yeah, I'm letting him know.
Okay.
Alright, well, I think GT's gonna have to hop back into the lobby.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so far, since we have this intermission, I mean, that's a... I mean, Shion had game 1, but GT kind of, I mean, made a lot of adaptations.
A lot of this, I feel, is coming down to very specific move interactions. The fact that GT's been punishing the dive while being Potemkin has gotten her just so much damage all across the board. And it's like that, and she's consistently mega fisting the stroke. And
yeah,
that's just crushing it. Ooh, we've got a character change.
Okay, yeah.
Shion.
Soul. What changed about Soul? I saw a lot of things.
A decent bit. So 6S no longer has as much hitbox vertically. Horizontally, it's still the same, but you can low profile it and go over it easier. Far Slash does much more pushback on faultless, where it used to do, basically none. Otherwise, the rest of it's pretty minor. His 2K also got the adjustment where it actually combos into 2D correctly now. Bandit Bringer got a bunch of extra pushback, and you can now combo off Wild Throw with RRC.
Oh, okay.
So overall, some fairly minor tweaks that have a huge impact on his game plan. Oh my gosh, what a jump there.
Yeah. Oh,
and
nice.
It wasn't stroke, but we saw basically the same interaction there. Mega Fist just crushing the low profile move.
Yeah. GT's been pretty godlike at the just crushing low pro. Oh, nice.
Wow. Yeah, I definitely thought that was late enough that the Jump H was gonna win, but nope. And Shion is doing a lot of good stuff here. It feels like every once in a while they just get a little bit impatient and go for something risky, right as I said it. And this is potentially their last round here if they can't close this out.
Oh, Oki. Nice.
Alright, good punish.
Yeah.
Did not use the meter to confirm. Oh
okay.
My gosh.
Hammerfall ended up taking that, but I will say, GT did have 100 meter at the end there, and I mean, we're different players, obviously, but I think I would have just thrown out the wall since I had 100 meter to work with at the end there.
True, because then if they do the Night Raid Vortex to get under it, you just RC and then you Potbuster, and then they die.
Yeah, exactly. So, in scuffles like that, if you just got all those resources and they're basically dead, they're literally one hit away from dying, just start spending it, I feel like. Worst comes to worst, you're out of meter and they're still one hit away from dying, so it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, in situations like that, you're in such a good spot.
Yeah.
Do you know who Callow is playing at the moment, by the way? Because next up we should have Just EXO versus Callow.
No. Last I remember, Kayla was a big well, he played Zato at first, then moved to Ino.
Yeah.
But I do remember getting a text at like 2 a.m. one night saying, "Man, fuck Ino, I'm playing." Oh, sorry for swearing on stream. So I was trying to quote the text directly.
No worries.
But yeah, he basically said he was gonna drop Ino for someone else, but I don't know if that was just
specify?
No,
Right.
that basically it felt like it was a salty thing, more of a I'm officially going to drop, but I don't know. I haven't seen him play since, so
Gotcha.
for all I know, he could be on Jacko. Which
Right,
I mean,
we
honestly,
haven't had the chance to see one of those in the league yet.
honestly, him being on Jacko would make a lot of sense if we look at like in the past. He does just really like playing whatever the new DLC character is and just using that matchup unfamiliarity whenever there's a new one that comes out. So that might
Hey,
work
if it
out.
works, it works, right?
Yeah.
So hello, chat. I'm sorry, Zot, that you missed an entire game because of a Genshin Impact ad.
Hey,
It do be like that.
games go fast when it's just, every single match has a grappler in it, so.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they tend to be explosive one way or another.
Mhm.
And alright, so while we're waiting here, Kalo's just like hopping in. I am going to go over the finals bracket like setup one more time. So all of the matches are best of 5. As you can see, we're still using the point total thing from before if you look down at the bottom of the screen that way. But the difference here is it's a single elimination bracket. So rather than the points counting towards your overall ranking, it is to find a winner and a loser. That's the point of these sets. So once one team gets so far ahead that even if the other team just wins 3-0 every match remaining, they don't catch up, the match just ends early. So say it is, I'll throw you a bone here, DJKK. Say it's like 18-2, and there's still 3 matches to play. That match is just declared over.
Gotcha.
Yep. And finally, if there is a tie at the very end, whichever team won more sets wins. That one can't tie because there's 9 sets to play. All right. Anyways, here we go though.
I'll have to figure out a way. It'll happen. Halo is on Ino though, so.
Yep. So this
no
is
change here.
man, for such a rare character, this is the second Ino versus Potemkin we're gonna see in a row. Oh no. And so far, it is going all Exo's way.
I love that. That whole match was like sped up for me and it ended instantly. It was awesome.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that one, it basically seemed like it came down to Halo poking at a couple spots and getting counter hit. And so being like, alright, fine. Yeah, that definitely just multi-hit node. And just Hammerfall went through it. I'm so confused.
I just heard. Yeah, wait a minute.
Alright, if anyone in chat knows what's happening there, please let me know. But oh my gosh. Right, yeah, you can low profile Hammerfall now. I always forget about that. Yep, that hitbox is massive. And if you're not used to fighting Potemkins who do it, then you don't know that you just have to respect it. Ooh, okay. Not who I thought won that interaction. Yeah, so like we were talking about last time, this is one where, like, Potemkin has moves that are big and cover both of Ino's approach styles, as long as he can find the timing, it feels like. Because Ino's a character with very odd mobility. Also, what a great recognition there from Kalo to go for the dive.
Oh.
Yeah, he was already in startup with something.
Yeah, not the fast RC, but when they're still in startup, there's not much they can do about it. So.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so Ino as a character has to approach either with Hover Dash, which kind of low crushes, or with Stroke, which, crushes highs and a lot of pokes. Megafist seems to be able to just crush both of those very easily while also avoiding HCL, which is kind of her like third option there. So I could see neutral here being very difficult for Ino. The RPS, of course, being that if you block Hammerfall, you can just kill him.
Right, yeah.
Or at least, like, knock him down. And, okay, I think, yeah, that's going to be round 2 Exo. Going up 2-0 here in this set.
It does feel very good to see Potbuster, because we actually, unless my memory is failing me here, we didn't see any Potbusters in the last
I don't think so. GT is very much like normals Potemkin, really likes 5H, stuff like that, at least from what I remember from fighting them.
Yeah, I know. I played a like a first to 50 or whatever with GT when the league first started, and that was it was very interesting because I try to throw a lot and GT like strikes a lot, so
It's interesting. I guess I'll talk about this between the matches, but the 3 Potemkins on your guys' team have very different playstyles. Okay, so if you don't know the Potemkin matchup, I totally respect that, because you're like, hey, this will go through and hit him on that side. But no, it does just get deleted by the projectile. Honestly, though, a lot of this comes down to Kalu is doing, like, he's getting a decent number of openings here in neutral, and just doesn't seem to be able to push the openings quite far enough, like, damage-wise. That said, one more real hit here should do it. Oh yeah, HCL not quite fast enough to punish there. That'll do it.
Just do it again.
When in doubt, what's Potemkin gonna do? Crouch?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know, stroke is in fact a low. If you're anything like me, you see it coming low, and then you swap to stand block as she comes up, and then feel really dumb every time you get hit.
To be fair, she does stand up a little bit, so...
She does. Okay, hey, note went through there, though it might have been HCL. 2 HP.
Yeah, I think... I do think that was HCL that powered through there, because we saw the multiple hits from the note, but it still counted as 2 hits. On the
Kalu getting a point on the board there. That was a super scramble there at the end. I don't know if you saw, but like whiffed button into gold burst into whiffed button into, alright, I can punish the Mega Fist.
Yeah. That's the interactions that we like seeing here.
It felt like a lot of what went different that last match too was Kalu was playing almost a zoner Ino, like we were talking about last time. It's definitely not what you normally... Oh, no.
Nice catch.
That is dead. Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, like when Kalu was just staying away and being like, no, Potemkin, do not come near me, please. It seemed to be working out decently. Like we saw the note into HCL to break armor, HCL stuffing a couple pokes. Yeah, okay, something is up with note for sure, because that visually just hit 3 times.
Just 5H. Can't mess up an input for a 5H.
Yep, and just Exo does take that one.
3-1.
Manages to clean it up, but hey, Kalu got a nice point on the board there.
Yeah, very important to just get points on the board.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since we have that new, like, Mercy rule thing. I'm gonna keep calling it the Mercy rule because that's what I'm thinking of it as. But
it's kind of the opposite. It's the unless you want to think of it as like the Mercy kill rule.
Yeah, that's literally what I'm thinking of, because it's like, if it's so far that we don't have to play it out, I'm not gonna sit there and make you play it out. But it's my match now, right? Versus
Yep.
Teddy.
So go ahead and hop out of commentary. I'll be holding this one down solo.
I haven't played the Nago matchup since I fought Joey, so this is gonna be...
Good luck. Teddy's solid.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, also, while we're between sets, thank you, Moobot, in the chat for reminding me. Go do the Matcherino stuff. It's really helpful. We're currently at like $15, but more is always better there. It goes directly to the winners of this specific finals bracket. Anyways, we've got DJKK versus Teddy Payne. Two big bodies on screen here, both with strong but limited mobility options. Potemkins just aren't as strong themselves, but are unlimited. Nago, of course, has incredible mobility, but the blood gauge, speaking of which, blood gauge pops here. And yeah, couldn't quite punish. That is the downside of not having a whole lot of mobility. Fine. Alright, yeah. Teddy knew what he was doing. Good to know that combos, I guess. Ooh, hopefully that stutter was just on my end. Yeah, a lot of this... So we did hear DJKK say right before the set that he hasn't fought a Nagoroyuki in a while. So Teddy is just kind of running offense on him. The nice thing about being Potemkin is, yeah, you get to Garuda people, and then it removes a lot of the system mechanic stuff for defense, and everyone is the exact same. Block. Yeah, had the PRC to keep it safe. That would have been Potbuster punished, I assume. Oh, tried to go for probably quick RC Potbuster. Yeah, Teddy Payne cleans up that first one. If DJKK forgot, also, even if he blocked that, he probably just died to chip. Probably, like, glanced at his health bar and was like, okay, I can take a couple specials, forgetting that the slash and heavy normals do chip damage from Nago. Every round start so far, we've seen... Oh, first baited? We're gonna say punished. But so far, every round start, we've seen Teddy go for 5k Beyblade, and so far it's at a 100% success rate. So we'll see if DJKK catches on to that. And yeah, Potbuster for the punish. Spend 50 meter to get the much better scenario. And is this... No, can't quite combo off of it. Teddy at a pixel, and yeah, just quick 2D there, reach over. Kick him in the shins, knock him down. Oh, okay, yeah, went for the backdash into Fukio this time. I think that command grab from Nago is throw immune, and that's why Potbuster missed? I'm not entirely sure on that, though. And yeah, this whole matchup seems real scary, honestly both ways. I would assume that Nago has a much better time of it, just because the option for mobility is this should kill, yeah. Gets in, yeah, just has to throw out a far slash, little bit out of range, couldn't quite get the close slash stagger like he probably wanted. Yep. Into the charge dust again, are we going to see the immediate burst? Okay, yeah, baited it. At this point, though, I'm not sure how much that matters. It's not like DJKK is going to get his burst back. Wall break with... No, didn't quite have super. Very close, but probably didn't have time to run forward and get it. Oh my gosh, the OTG killed. Sure. Alright, and Teddy Payne going up 2-0 so far. DJKK looking a little bit lost in this matchup, to be honest. Teddy's doing a lot of really good stuff, and it just seems like DJKK doesn't quite have, like, defensive stuff figured out. He's gotten hit by that command grab quite a few times, and I totally believe that neutral in this matchup is very difficult for Pot. They're choosing to hang on to his burst. This might have been slightly late? Okay, just in time. By the way, for anyone who forgets, as you are wall splatted, you want to hold forward and 2 buttons, so that if they mess up, you launch back to mid-screen. If they don't mess up, oh no, you didn't have any control anyways. There's the burst from DJKK. Didn't want to take the Oki situation, it looks like. Unfortunately, kind of put in one again. Nice block on the 5D, ready for it this time. Oh my gosh, yeah. So many points that could have been command grab in there. DJKK. That killed Potemkin? Alright, well, Teddy Payne putting on a heck of a showing for sure. Congrats to him. And so we'll see how DJKK does in the rest of these. That was Yeah, a lot of that came down to the defense. I think Teddy's offense was just so well structured that DJKK didn't seem to know what to do against it. It's fair if you don't fight Nago a lot. He fights in a very weird way. But
I agree.
Yeah, that looked rough for sure, because he just, when he got in, defending him is hard.
Nago's weird. He's like, I felt like once I was actually like hitting him, I felt like I was doing okay. But once I got in the corner, I was just like, he has a lot of pressure, and Teddy's pretty smart when it comes to using the managing the blood meter properly. So
for sure, yeah. And yeah, like as Milia, my approach to that matchup is do absolutely everything I can to never have to block something on the ground. And I'm not, Potemkin can't really pull that off. He's not the hyper-mobility character. So, rough one for sure.
It's all good, though. I mean, like, going down 3 points isn't that bad. We have a pretty solid lead still, so...
Yep. Well, at the moment, you guys are up by 1 point.
Hey, 1 point after a 3-0.
True.
Yeah.
Wow, Zot, who told you that? Potemkin has really high mobility? What,
hey guys, don't listen to the propaganda.
You're right. Just Hammerfall all day long.
Yeah.
Okay, looks like Shion is going to be... Man, this is going to be the set of Aino versus Potemkin. Or, I guess, the match overall.
Yeah, if only Teddy played Aino, then we'd have a... real theme match going.
Yeah, hey, maybe they'd have a team name, too. Because right now, they are the only team that is still just called Team 10.
Oh, I thought their name was Team 10.
I mean...
Like, they submitted the name Team 10.
No, they just never submitted a name. So everyone else changed their name off of, Team X. But... Team 10 just stuck with it. They were kind of the late arrivals team, so it works out.
Yeah. All right, so more Aino versus Potemkin. Can't go wrong with this matchup. This is gonna be a masterclass of how to play this matchup.
Yeah, it's gonna be real interesting to watch how, especially the Aino players, adjust over time. Because Potemkin, the game plan's going to be pretty similar. I think, anyways. I don't know, maybe not. Ooh, yeah, Hammerfall is definitely unsafe there.
I mean, the only difference in the Potemkin game plan is going to be how much are you trying to jank him out and how much are you trying to play the fair game, right? So.
True. Yeah, because I was just thinking, from what we've seen of the Ainos, hey, it's that awning again. From what we've seen of the Ainos, their game plan has been shifting very drastically between rounds. Whether it's been, trying to go in super hard with Stroke, or trying to play the runaway game, stuff things with HCL and Note. Ooh, I don't think either player was ready for that cross-up.
Yeah.
I know I wasn't. But yeah, we're seeing here Shion is doing a lot more of that kind of runaway game, trying to force Potemkin to overcommit.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know how well Aino can play at this sort of game, but I feel like with the changes to Hammerfall, if you can force them to using one of their more committal movement options, then you can just play a counter hit game.
I definitely thought Aino died.
I mean, I would have thought that, but Aino was at so much health that it was like,
Nope, I know. I thought Aino died. I thought it was 2H plus Shield Super or something. But yeah, Hammerfall... I don't think Ino necessarily excels at playing the range game, but it's how you specifically take advantage of Potemkin's weaknesses, more than it being a strength of hers, which is I think why it's working out. She can play a B tier, C tier level zoning game, I guess, but yeah, use Pokemon terms, when that's super effective.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, tried to Tried to do something cheeky a second time.
That's actually kind of cool that you could just body block Aino from being able to go fully under the shield. It's like...
I am so curious what the interaction would have been if Aino just let the projectile super rip. I assume... no, shield would definitely beat it. It beats Rand's laser super. Nice block. Instant block, even.
Instant burst.
And yet, so many of these interactions are working out in Shion's favor because even if they're trades or whatever, just stray hits, they're launching back to full screen, which is where he's trying to play this game from. And it, like, to be fair, it looks very difficult for Exo to get in.
Yeah, and Shion's also making sure to never be at that, like, sweet angle for any sort of, like, heavenly pickup or anything, which is very smart.
Yeah, with the character like Aino, I have to assume that is on your mind 100% of the time. Also, I love
just do it 3 times, yeah.
That's what, jump S, right?
Yeah. Just hover dash S.
Alright, though, let's see what Exo can do to pull back, because I've been focusing a lot on... I have to assume that first was not intentional.
It was, it's motivation. It's like powering him up.
You're right. Yeah. Alright, good defense coming out there. But yeah, so far I've been focusing mostly on Shion, just because, like, the Inos are the ones who have the visibly very different game plan round around. Exo is being forced to play that, like, has to slowly get in game, though. And as we can see, like, there's a lot more Hammerfalls coming out. And Hammerfall break in this game is kind of pain.
Yeah, I need to, like, work Hammerfall break out of my muscle memory when it comes to this sort of game plan. Because if you just do it, you just are basically saying, alright, no more super armor, you can hit me if you want.
It's like, it's just slow enough that you can, like, almost react to it.
Yeah.
Exo stuck in the corner here, tried to do something against that note, probably... Oh boy, burst bait, and should wall splat? Yeah, positive bonus for Aino is something you never want to see if you can avoid it. Even, like, pre-patch, she was a character who was not good without meter, necessarily, but, like, what on earth if she did have it? She's got super fast command grab, she's got tons of, like, plus on block supers. Her having access to, like, Roman cancels and mechanics like that is super good.
That was a beautiful falsetto.
But that's the end of the set, right? That's 3-0 for Shion.
Yep, so congrats to him. And we will be moving on to Callow versus GT. Another Aino Potemkin. We've never seen that one before.
Aino Potemkin, yeah.
And yeah, I agree with what Grace just said over, GT just said over in chat, which is, it can be a very difficult skill to learn, but knowing that you have to get in eventually, not necessarily quickly, is very important. So it's like, it can be okay to just walk forward and take space over time. Or for, you know, characters that aren't Potemkin, dash blocking is very good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just having the patience to be like, okay, I'm going to take inches rather than, like, miles.
Yeah,
but I will, like, take those inches.
You can have big buttons all you want, but you need them... You can't just be hitting people away all the time, unless you eventually hit them into the corner, right? But even then, it's like... You have to play as... You just have to, like... It's not even getting your opponent into the corner to take screen space, it's more of just closing the gap, because your danger zone doesn't matter where you are on screen, really, as long as you're right there.
Yep, so. And especially against Aino, because if you're walking forward, she can try and poke at you, which you can just, like, block all of if you're outside of her burst range. And what's she gonna do? Jump over you to, like, evade the... Oh my gosh, what an amazing dive. But yeah, so, like, if she tries to jump over you to, like, you know, side swap, leave you in the corner, and keep running away, her air dash goes down.
Yeah.
She's not really gonna get away from it. It's alright, round one going pretty solidly to GT. I gotta say, though, that, like, H-dive was amazing.
And got the clean pickup after. It was all just very nice.
Oh yeah, forcing out that burst there. Stuck in this corner against Potemkin meter. Oh no! Yeah, game one going pretty solidly to GT. As soon as you saw that like long tumble into the corner, and you see Potemkin coming in with like 70 meter.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. Potbuster coming out, does so much damage. Ooh, yeah, Keller tried to do something fancy there. Did not work. That was H-stroke. This is definitely dead with the wall break.
Oh yeah, with the wall break.
Yeah, GT mashing after the plus move. Yeah, if you know your opponent's going to try and do something fake, for Ino probably like... Alright!
Air throw. Can't beat it.
It's super good. And yeah, if you know that the Mega Fist is coming, and you're not super confident in what your punish is grounded, it is so weirdly difficult to like 6P and stuff just because of the way it messes with his hurt box.
Yeah.
Yeah, bursting to keep corner. Callow, if he can survive a little bit, he might get burst back. I don't think it matters at that much health though, yeah. And GT up 2-0.
Yeah, for Callow here, Callow just needs to force GT onto the back foot, right? And that's like that was the major note of the EXO match too, right? Was that if Potemkin gets to do that, it's not really a game anymore.
If you get double pot bustered, congrats, it's next round.
Yeah.
Alright, Callow with his back to the wall here. Potentially final round if he can't close this out right here. See if he can at least get a point on the board for his team. I like that he's been going for the early jump punch on the way in. It didn't work out that time, but it's been really good at anti-airing. It does put you at huge risk of getting like 2H or something though if they read it.
I'm surprised GT didn't go for a little bit more of a conversion into the heat knuckle. I mean, it didn't end up mattering, but that would have definitely closed out the round with the wall break.
And yeah, that Mega Fist, it comes from the air, but with the way the special works, I don't know, at least to my brain, I'm always like, yeah, I should be able to crouch block this, right?
Yeah.
Nope, that is an overhead. If you try that, you will die. Alright, do you have any last-second advice that you would like to give to Just EXO for the Nagoroyuki matchup?
Hit the man first. That is all.
You're right. Oh no. What is your super relevant question, Zot? Also, while we are waiting for these players to hop in the lobby, I'm going to run the Matcherino ad. It is technically out of date, but still go do it. It's a massive help. The layout of the website just looks different. See you in a minute.
You can visit the Matcherino page for our event and contribute in many different ways. 1. Free coupon. Click Contribute, enter the specified coupon code to contribute a predetermined amount of money to the prize pool. 2. Free sponsor quests. On the right side of the screen are various actions supported by sponsors, including retweets, Twitter follows, surveys, among other things. Click into these boxes to complete the action and add the attached prize contribution to the pool free of charge. 3. Marketplace. Products are available in our marketplace, which also contribute to the fundraising pool. Be sure to check out the variety of apparel and collectibles, as well as other unique items. 4. Donate. Clicking on the Contribute button, you're able to add funds to your Matcherino wallet and then directly contribute them to the fundraiser page. Thanks for supporting your event with Matcherino.
Okay.
Alright, hello everyone, and we are back. We are just waiting on EXO to hop into the lobby here. But okay, so this is going to be Nagoroyuki versus Potemkin. Let's see. EXO, so right, I was going to talk about this between sets. I ended up just kind of not doing that before. But as far as Potemkin goes, all three of you guys play the same character. But at least in my head, I've always kind of classified you in three different ways because of how differently you play. Exo is generally down to just roll the dice and be like, hey, if I guess right, my reward is so much higher, you're just gonna die.
Yeah, I would have to agree on that one. GT definitely plays the ex Street Fighter player. I'm gonna play
the
neutral,
the normal's Potemkin. I think of GT's Potemkin and I think of Fight, and then I think of you as like the normal grappler player. You know, the one who's willing to like force your way in slowly, and then like try and condition people when you get in. And like call out a habit rather than just gamble, and each of those have different strengths. God. Why, Teddy? Why? All right. Anyways, birthday train match. Here we go.
Birthday train match.
Flick coming out.
It's like the Exert Kickstart.
You know? Yeah. Is Flick plus or slightly minus in this one? Early burst coming out.
I think it's slightly minus. I could be wrong though. I'm not. Whoa,
triple close slash combo, alright. Even works on heavyweights, sure.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you hit at the max vertical range on the first one, you could probably make sense that you can get away with that.
Alright, well here, going into game 2, early start from Exo. Winning the round start interaction seems very important in this set. I haven't seen him go for it too many times, but man, if you haven't seen the clip, you can... Let's see. If you do Nago's command grab on someone and they're like in the corner, you can true block string infinite them. What a 6 speed. With specials for like a while before you pop blood.
And, yeah, that makes sense, because it's constantly draining your thing, right?
And then I guess nowadays, if you get the hit, you just do the triple far slash, which, by the way, if you missed it in the patch, Nago's triple far slash, like far SSS, is still like minus 24 or something massive. But it drains far and a half or more of blood now. So if he ends combos with it, it's like the damage and blood ender. Nice hammerfall there, using it kind of like a parry. Can work out pretty well against like a move like that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Hammerfall, they moved the armor to later on, like slightly later, like the startup is later, but
counter hit.
So I've been kind of scared to use it as sort of like the parry style thing, but definitely still works for that.
Yeah, especially because it was like against Beyblade. Also, unfortunate there for Exo, was actually like doing fine, blocking things correctly, but did not faultless, so just got chipped to death.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but Nago's 2K does not look like a low to me, and the charged 5D coming out again. First connecting there. We'll see if that matters, though. Exo has to win this round for Burst to come back, and yep, that's gone. Teddy Payne up 2-0.
Oh boy. Nago Potemkin.
Yeah, very explosive match for sure.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I really want to see, I don't know if we'll get far enough in bracket for it, but GT versus Teddy seems like a super interesting matchup for sure, because it'd be the normals Potemkin against, you know, big normals dude.
Oh yeah, that is a good point. Like, GT's game plan has a lot of reliance on just Pot has big normals, how do you beat this? And then what do you do when Nago says...
Teddy's at super high blood, he's gonna pop. Yep, there it goes. Okay, forces the burst out. And yeah, Exo is down to just be like, nah, I'm not going near you. If he'd RC'd, that was it. But hey, uses the meter, cleans it up anyways.
Yeah, I think you actually have enough time from that positioning to actually just get right up there, hammerfall break, and get a pot buster because of how long the...
Oh wow, even from that distance?
I think so. That was at like the max distance, if that did work. So, but I've definitely done it from very far away before.
Gotcha. Teddy in a real good spot. Yeah, that far SSS hitting, so all this blood he's got's gonna start draining pretty quick here. Block. Oh no, didn't block the burst! We've seen Exo use that so well before as kind of a, like, almost a Yoshi parry more than anything. But not enough health to bet on it. Alright, we're gonna see... No, yeah, knew that Exo was expecting the command grab there, just went for backdash instead, try and bait something out. All this meter on Nago's side.
Yeah.
There goes the blood.
Yeah, and,
Yo.
and just... Okay, I like what I'm seeing here. Oh, okay.
Couldn't quite clean it up, but that was a really, really good defensive decision that came out from Exo there to just Mega Fist at the slight delay in case it was like, you know, wouldn't come out as a true string, but because there was that little gap before the, Gamma Blade? I don't know what that move's actually called.
Nago Gamma Blade, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, though. If you want to go ahead and hop back out, DJKK?
Oh, right. Yeah, it's me now, huh?
Mm-hmm. Alright, Ino
Okay.
versus Potemkin.
I'll be back after this then.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is round 7. There can be a maximum of 9 matches. However, again, as we get closer to the end, it is more and more likely that either a match will not happen because one team is too far ahead, or a match won't fully happen. So if you go into the final game, you know, game 9, and one team has, and we'll say it's like 11-9 here, like this. If this was the final game, and Team 10 win one game, then it would be impossible for Potemkin to do anything but tie. So, these are not necessarily all full best of 5 sets, is I guess what I'm trying to say. We'll see what happens, though. Going in now, I think that, you know, there's a decent chance we'll get at least one more after this. We'll see what happens, though. But okay, DJKK versus Callow. DJKK's first Ino opponent that we are going to see here. I know that these two, or I think anyways, that these two have played a decent amount offline, or at least on their own time. These two, like, know each other from outside of the league. I think DJKK is actually the one who recommended Callow to join as the late arrival. Okay, yeah, Callow going for 2P. You can get 2K 2D though there. Maybe not at that range though. Yeah, DJKK, knowing that a bunch of people have been, the Inos at this point are probably expecting the flick on note. Just kind of jumped over it, came down with the giant button to stuff the counterplay there. Good block, but yeah, at that range it is definitely safe. Just gonna attempt a 6H out of it. I don't know if that was supposed to be, or if that was the intention. Just like misjudged distance a bit. This won't... Yeah, okay. No. Still a ways from killing. I definitely thought it was possible. This should kill, though. Yep, not even a chance at burst, though. Honestly, ending with a Heat Knuckle there instead of 2H. Oh, no, never mind. I thought that was still round 1. Potemkin damage. I was going to say that it gave him more burst for next round, because the multi-hits, but... What a start. I bet Heat Knuckle beats pretty much anything I know does out of a forward dash too, though. This matchup's gotta be so wonky as to what, like, how different tools interact on both sides. Callow has gotten a lot of really good counter hit starters so far. Against Potemkin, the damage hasn't been super high, and I don't think that these are like optimal combos or anything, but they're still, you know, decent chunks of damage. Good block on the overhead, but yeah, probably... I think DJKK delayed that enough that Callow tried to press 2K to punish it, and then just Potemkin busted the slowed down startup. Might be wrong, but that's what it looked like to me anyways. HCL going just over Potemkin. He's big, he's not that big. Nice fast RC. Oh, and a great back throw into the corner. Mistimes the Garuda, though. That is definitely the best Oki tool in the game, but you gotta make sure you delay it enough. It is much, much faster than most hard knockdowns. Sometimes nerves can... Yeah, there he goes. Got it correctly. So for anyone who doesn't know, Garuda, because it is a guard crush, removes all defensive options except for burst and block. You no longer have the wake up or block stun exiting throw immunity. So grab versus like 6H is a true 50-50. And you can't YRC it. And then faultless and instant faultless change absolutely nothing except for chip. So it is just a true 50-50 against Potemkin damage. Big counter hit jump H, and this is probably going to wall break. Yeah, honestly, that might have been better for DJKK if it didn't, because it would have left him right there. I respect the attempt at the Heavenly, but Callow not falling for it. Oh, and yeah, DJKK knew that he'd gone for command grab last time, so Callow was probably going to try and escape. That is, like, the important thing about being a grappler player, right? Is catching on to not just your opponent's habits, but, like, what defensive option they're going to try and go to next. Kara Buster, this should be dead with meter. Oh, even without. All right. And just like that, we are on to GT versus Teddy Payne. It's been a very competitive set so far, only 1 point apart. Let's see if we can hold it through all the way to the very end.
All right.
Yo.
Potemkin.
Mm-hmm. He do that damage, though.
Yeah. I really wish that Heavenly worked. I was really excited. I was like...
Yeah, I saw that, and I'm like, oh, he was betting hard.
Well, okay, so here's what I was thinking, right? At round start, every single round, he jumped. And so I was like, I wonder if he'll jump after a wall break. And then he didn't. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, it is really interesting that people... I feel like, in my experience online, people have different round start options than they do wall break options, despite them being the same situation, just with different, like, meter or health amounts.
I will say, I think... correct me if I'm wrong, but after a wall break, or after a non-super wall break, you can't get Kara Pot Buster, whereas at round start you can, and that might change people's minds a bit on what they do against Potemkin specifically.
Maybe. I'm
Because
not sure. I don't play Potemkin, so that'd be
is...
something you'd know more than me.
Yeah, if my memory serves correctly, I remember I think it was during the beta actually, so they might have changed it, but I did try to do it during the beta, and it often was just short, and I got punished for it. So I figure that might be something that's in people's minds if they know that for some reason.
It's possible. Honestly, I think that a lot of people have probably just thought about round start more often. Because, yeah, like sometimes you just hop in and you're like, okay, I'm going to lab what I do against this character on round start. I am tired of losing to them just doing this thing every time. But after wall break, there's so much more variance because of, the meter, for one, is massive. But two, like, even just like the mental thing of, oh no, I got wall broken, half my life is gone, I'm going to play more defensively.
That's
and
true.
GT over in chat, so if there is a tie at the very end, so if all 9 games happen and it ties, then whoever won more sets is declared the winner. There's 9 sets, so you can't tie that. It would at that point be 5-4 in sets in someone's favor. However, because of the way the points work here, if you win 3-0 in this set, you guys are declared the winner. Because at that point, going into the next set, they would need to take 4 points. There's only 3 available. However, if Teddy takes at least 1 game, then it will continue until you guys take, enough that they can't catch up.
So you're saying all I need to happen is GT to 3-0 Teddy, and then there's no pressure on me.
True. On the other hand, if Teddy and Shion both win, and you guys take, 1, maybe 2 points? 2 or less points, then I think that they still win.
How was the set count? right now. In terms of like who's won sets. I don't know what the point count is either, but I'm just wondering because like,
you know. All right, so I'm gonna be honest. I don't know off the top of my head. It doesn't show me in the dashboard thing I made, and don't tell anyone, but we're testing things live in production. I finished the updated version of this overlay to handle finals. Well, let's just say that that's why this started at 4:45 and not 4:30.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, we've been working for the past couple days, actually, to get a little counter underneath, here on this screen, like underneath the plus 12 and the plus 11, that are like X points until win or lose. But man, the math on that, with like the points falling off after set, like breakpoints are reached, is wildly difficult. So if you, I guess we won't see it this match. But when you get to the point where one team is like, if you win this set 3-0, then that's the end, it will start flashing an elimination warning.
Okay.
Anyways, though, yeah, we've got GT up against Teddy Payne. Gonna be, like we were talking about earlier, this is a match I kind of really wanted to see after seeing some of Teddy's earlier matches. Because GT is the player who I think will probably be able to, like, poke against him in neutral the best.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And, like, I think that's part of the reason why Teddy was so dominant over EXO and I, is because it's like, at least I know for me as a player, I think my biggest weakness is, like, actually poking in neutral and, like, stuff like that. And Teddy just got to run his full offense on me because he kept winning those neutral situations. But as you can see here,
okay,
GT...
yeah, she cleaned it up. I was actually gonna say this is gonna be incredibly sad if GT loses, because she comboed into slide head, which does 0 damage, while Teddy was at like 1 pixel.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. I was too busy talking.
Goes for wall break, keeps the meter there. Interesting. I guess Nago's meter is probably way more valuable now, because that way he can like far / RC and just be like, nice, my blood's at 0.
Yeah.
Nope. Being a heavyweight saves Potemkin there a bit. Going for strike, not throw. GT definitely prefers hitting over throwing, despite being the grappler.
Yeah, that's like... That's my only like real comment I have to say on GT's stuff, is I feel like a lot of times you're doing this conditioning where they're now blocking on wake up, which is good, but then if you just keep
not catching
hitting,
out.
Yeah.
It's definitely both a blessing and a curse, because her poke game is very strong. But yeah, you are playing the grappler so that you can grab people and make them die. Nice block! And this is going to be a
great
huge chunk of damage. Alright, jump age. Oh boy, okay. Blood is no longer an issue, and this is probably
that's
game.
it.
Yeah, 100%. Alright, game 1 goes to Teddy. Okay, at minimum, you will have to play 1 game.
No.
That's the spirit? Oh, and Sandy, no. So, in finals, the team order is decided. There's just like a set list, and it's sort of seeded on teams based on overall performance in the league. But the important thing is that all 6 players play at the very start, and then the order matters less, just because I want to make sure that everyone gets to play. It is technically possible for a match to end with one person having not played. If one team wins like 6 of the 9 sets. Anyway.
That's true.
Wow, that was an interesting interaction. That, like, the hurt box moved forward close enough to get the, I guess clean hit is what you'd call it, version of that super. And OTG,
Yeah.
no OTG, but yeah, okay. GT actually did block that, but it's a Nago normal, so it does chip. I don't know if it's just Potemkin or what, but man, that command grab feels like it is grabbing from way further than I expected to.
it's just Potemkin. I don't know.
Maybe. Well, the thing is, Potemkin is normally the character that's, like, impossible to grab. Also, yo, these footsies from GT coming out here?
Yeah, this is nuts.
Yeah, very, very good understanding of the spacing of where she wants to stand, even with such an immobile character. Oh, tried to hard call out the burst there. Did not work. Yeah, smart to mash there from Teddy, because if GT had gone for grab and it connected, Teddy was dead. You can't burst that. If he gets hit out of the 2P, he still has the option to burst it, so kind of like hedging your bets there.
Yeah.
And yeah, Nago's sword normals chip playsites.
Okay.
Alright, second point to Teddy. GT's been doing a lot of really good stuff here, but Teddy has been the one closing out the rounds, and that, you know, that's what counts here. Interesting start? I'm not sure what happened there.
Big fan of the don't do anything at round start.
Oh,
they
man,
can't punish you for not doing anything.
You know? Tell that to Kara Buster. I see you out here spreading propaganda. Oh, nice, nice evasive Mega Fist there. And it is interesting that a slide head in this game is like +0. Good block. Yo, even on the same portion of the screen. Getting some deja vu here. Alright. And that should... No, didn't confirm. Mega Fist there would have killed. Still managed to clean it up, but... Yeah, GT, that's been a couple times now where she's left damage on the table on like a round-winning confirm. She's managed to clean it up every time, so like it hasn't been the worst, but she's so scary. She's
very muscle memory based as a player.
Yeah, that's fair. Focusing on other things rather than hit confirming.
Yeah.
Oh man, Teddy. The positioning here for him is just so good. Also, I would really like to see GT go for Potemkin Buster off of one of these YRCs. She is a command grab character, and that is a guard crush, so there... Oh, there it goes! Not a kill, but...
Oh,
baits the super? This is blocked, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, and GT, point on the board.
That's what I like to see. Oh.
It is all tied up again? Oh my gosh. This set is super close. Also, just as a reminder, this is a single elimination finals bracket. Just you know, in the favor of time, because double elim would have been the same number of matches as the whole like group stage. So whoever loses this set is out of the tournament, and that will be the end of their league journey.
Oh,
it's coming down so close so far, though.
I will mention, just before I forget, something that GT's been doing is getting a lot of counter hit 5H, which is just like part of her, you know, strike gameplay. But counter hit 5H does combo into Hammerfall,
gotcha.
which is a relevant confirm. Oh my god.
Command grab. Oh, it true punishes! Oh my gosh! Oh man, the single pixel fight here, and... Okay.
I was about to lose, I was about to freak out if that...
Oh man, what is up with this connection? Hopefully this is just on my end. Are you getting any of the slowdowns?
I am when I'm spectating, and there was one slowdown during my match with Teddy, but other than that, it's been fine.
Okay. Alright, and back throw into the corner. This is a really good spot for GT. Not going for the Garuda. Is that... Well, I guess at that spacing you can get wake up reversal. Never mind. Yeah, Teddy is picking a slightly too slow move there to punish these Mega Fists.
Has GT been going for Garuda a lot?
Not very often,
or
no.
At all? I understand. I had to like work that pretty hard into my game plan.
It's so strong. And both of these players clearly respecting the other's like neutral pressure. Both just chilling at half screen, neither one wanting to commit. That's how you know that they're both scared and they're both respecting each other a lot. Big 2H.
Big 2-8.
And all right, final round, both sides here. Round start interaction goes in GT's favor. This is, hey, there's one of the big changes this pack. Why does his arm not have a hurt box?
Alright, I'm stealing that immediately.
Yeah, it's basically just burst save. But, okay,
Yeah.
so Teddy Payne, no burst on the table here. He's gonna get a ton of blood meter back, but not Oki. Yep. On a life to work through too here, and cannot get pot bustered for anything. Will just immediately die. No RRC to
meter.
follow up. All right, what's the combo here?
Burst.
Forces out the
Just
burst.
All right, what do you do? What do you do? Okay. I like that Teddy jumped.
Oh my gosh. What a call out on that. Just choosing to escape the corner rather than try and poke.
Yeah.
And there's the slide head again. Does 0 damage.
Yeah, that's the prime example of the.
Blue RC OTG? No?
No!
Yo, what is it? Who's gonna win this? This is so... Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
That came down to so many tiny little interactions. That was
Oh yeah.
super winnable for either side.
Yeah,
Oh
but
my gosh.
I mean, yeah, that's another situation that I was talking about where counter hit 5H could have gotten a hammerfall there.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, that,
you know.
man, it was the slide head that did no damage. And then Teddy didn't go for the OTG there that I think would have killed. I don't know, it is Potemkin, so like maybe not.
there's no way. The GT was at such low of health that it was like.
Oh,
I don't know.
What a crazy set, though. That was super fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm glad we made it to the point where we could watch that.
Hey, I'm
Now
glad
it's
that
the
that's
last
not my
match, right?
elimination heart, like, attack that just happened, though.
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah.
Speaking of which, good luck.
Oh, thanks, AJ. Alright, well, time to...
Okay, so to
Make
make
it.
sure that everyone knows how this works, Team 10 is up by 1 point. So, obviously, if they win the set, they win. If this goes 3-2 in Potemkin's favor, it goes to tiebreaker.
Oh, who wins the tiebreaker, then?
That... I don't remember. Who's won more sets so far?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't have the display thing working yet. It will tell me in, like, whoever wins the tiebreaker on my dashboard over here. I did not get the notification thing working beforehand, though. So, sorry
Awesome.
about that.
Alright, well, guess
Good
we're gonna
luck.
find out.
Hey, your goal is to not let it go 3-2. That is your goal.
Well, I don't want it to go 3-0 either. Unless it's me doing the 3-0.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Alright, well, let's see what happens.
Oh, good old biased commentary on here. Alright, one way or another, though, this is going to be a super interesting match. I believe Shion is the one who has been more successfully playing that kind of, like, half-zonery game, and it'll be really interesting to see how DJKK can, you know, interface with that, really. Or if Shion decides to drop it, you know, what happens after that? And yeah, there we go. Round start backing off from both players. Yeah. We see here Shion being more than happy to just retreat, chill back, force actions out from DJKK, run in behind the note. Oh yeah, punish the whiff grab with a whiff grab of her, or sorry, not whiff grab of her own, and burst out super early for DJKK. Oh, okay, so that 6K I have to assume was a whiffed Kara Buster. Good block on the Heat Knuckle. After this new patch, that does so much more risk, though. And yeah, just kept that super burst safe. There's like a tiny little window in there where he could have. ERC just used to confirm the situation and stay alive, but you're still stuck in this corner. What a poke out. That looked like the startup of Kara Buster. Unfortunately, when you see stuff like that, because that means blocked correctly, forgot to faultless. It is a special move, so chip damage does apply. And okay, it looks like DJKK is going for like a fuzzy throw anytime he gets hit with that overhead. I think he's realizing that the hits are coming too high, so Shion is actually minus afterwards. Oh no, and Shion locked in the corner here. Has to deal with the Potemkin straight. No life left. Has to faultless everything from here on out. And cannot afford any trade. RRC, this should lead to wall break. Oh no, good burst there from DJKK, recognizing that this is probably a winnable set, especially if Shion does forget to faultless that. Maybe tried to stroke the big tree under it or something. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. Or another. This is now, from this point on, I think whoever wins the next 2 games wins the tournament. Or, sorry, the match, not the tournament. This is round 1. No hitting there. Alright, gets the knockdown. Oh, decides to spend the meter. Interesting direction on that jump S. Okay, someone needs to explain to me why that note that just hit 3 times is not breaking Hammerfall armor. I'm so confused. Yeah, good burst on the 5D. Stroke, that was a super scary one. If DJKK had come down with a jump H. Alright, wall break. This won't kill, and no knockdown. But hey, with positive bonus, like we've talked about before, super good. I think if he'd confirmed into HCL there, that would have killed. Oh my gosh. That very clearly was supposed to be a pot buster. Oh. I know, Chari, we've seen a couple times here where the note has hit 3 times and Hammerfall just keeps going. Nice call out. DJKK's gone for that Heat Knuckle a couple times now, so just not being afraid to far S against it's real good. Far slash catches the mash. Yeah, okay, if you saw that right there, that was more than 1 hit for sure. DJKK now up 2-0. 1 round away from taking this set and knocking Team 10 out of the tournament. Shion's got to win 3 straight. Or 2 straight, depending on tiebreaker. I don't know, sorry. Oh yeah, force out the burst there, for sure. You do not want to take that damage. Lock the Mega Fist. Oh no, even with the buff 2K, where it does less pushback, just at that range, not able to get the 2D knockdown. Yes, that is, it moves forward, so that is one of the few times you can reversal against Garuda. Normally so disjointed that it just deletes DPs, but most super DPs move forward. And this is now Shion's potential final round of the tournament. All of Team 10's hopes are riding on Shion here. Of course, same could be said for DJKK. One way or another, one of these teams is getting knocked out. Shion's stuck in the corner here, just not sure quite how to get out. Gets the knockdown, yeah. Note Oki. Ooh, tried to go for something a little bit different there. Delayed the landing with air dash to try and bait out the grab from DJKK that we've seen a couple times. Yeah, like that one right there. Garuda coming out. Okay, just guessed right on the 50-50, straight up. I want to see Shion, oh man, if he even gets the situation again. And he's got to be super careful watching out for Heavenly here. No burst. Okay, this is the last chance Shion's got. YRC whiffs! Oh, but no, Shion not quite ready for it. And the dive gets punished. Alright. Congratulations to DJKK and Team PoTeamKin on the victory in this set by a close 2 points. But with that 3-0 there, I believe, we'll manage to lock it in, and PoTeamKin will be moving on in bracket. Hope Team 10 had a great time during the league still, and that was a heck of a set to go out on. Like, that was back and forth the whole time.
Yeah, that had me sweating. That was...
There were definitely some points in there where it was... yeah, no, Zot, that was the end of the set. So, oh hey, yeah. So this is why you don't test live in production. It's still showing the elimination warning, even though the match is over.
Hey, it is correct.
You know? Well, no. See, because PoTeamKin is no longer at elimination warning.
Oh, it's saying Potemkin is at elimination?
It's saying for both, because it just shows up when it's if you lose this set, you're out.
Well,
what that warning is. And like, you
I
know,
mean,
if there was another set, that could still be true.
with 0 sets remaining, if you lose the next set, it is over.
But alright, well, congratulations to you guys, DJKK. And I hope everyone in chat had a great time. Let me see, when is... Ooh, you know, let me actually double check something. I think I know who your next opponent is.
Oh, okay. Hopefully it's not, I don't know, I'm trying to guess what team it is for, like, comedic effect here. Hopefully it's not Hot Gear Summer.
Nope, they're up against Air Heavenly. The winner
the other
of
Potemkin.
this match, Potemkin taking it 16-14, is whenever our schedules line up. It's you and me, DJKK.
Oh.
Against
Oh,
Heroes
no.
Returns.
Oh, man.
Alright, so we'll get that figured out. If you guys can go, you know, put your schedules into the week 2 planning thing. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Hope you all had a great time. We are going to go ahead and cut the stream here. We were originally going to have another match tonight, if you saw the calendar, at about 9:30. However, one of the players is currently stuck due to their flight missing a layover. So that can't happen. So we'll be doing that next week. We'll have some more matches coming up for you next week, at least that one, probably 2 or 3 more. Anyways, thanks again for watching, and we will see you next time. Oops. Helps if I click the right button. There we go, now we'll see you next time.